So here I am with Sean. He's got a serious project going on here. And after like 14 different modifications, I didn't actually count, I've got my Maverick shooting quite a bit harder than it used to. Now, see that doorway over there? I didn't used to be able to hit the door from sitting in this seat. I'm not sure how far it is away, but anyway, I couldn't hit the door, so let me set this up and I'll shoot the door with my thing. It's also like a lot harder to pull back the thing because I changed the spring. Oh, we're gonna have to zoom in for this, aren't we? Oh, it's stuck. Well, I have no actual quantitative data to indicate how much harder it shoots now, but I can show you what I did to change it. Well, there is one other thing, besides it shooting twice as far as it used to. You can also make your little barrel come out further so it's easier to get your bullets in. Because before we take it apart, let's see how much harder it is to load. Oh God!
This is a way to make sure no one else can use your Maverick. Oh yeah, didn't no.
Here, let me pull on this part. Pull on the other end.
Oh.
Alright. Shoot Dad.
What?
Shoot Dad.
No! Oh, that almost went right through me!
Alright, anyway, I'm taking it apart now. First order of business, remove all screws. There's like one. And there's one hidden under here when you get this black and gray part off. First take these parts off and ignore what it says here. Do not modify darts or dart blaster. That's not important. And then get your last screw that's under here.
And then you should be able to take the whole stinking thing apart. The first time you take it apart, it might stick a bit from the paint. Oops.
There we go, now we've got the guts. Alright, now you have to take off the whole barrel assembly. And the first thing that's really easy to do is there's a little nub of plastic here. Just take some pliers or something, like just tear it off and then file it down a bit with a knife. And when you remove that, that's what lets your barrel come out a little bit farther so it's easier to load. Then you have to pry off one end of this. You just pull it off and the little plastic thing on one end comes off. Keep that and the screw or the spring. Remember where they were. And then you go back over here, take this whole thing apart. And now you've just got the, whatever you call this here. And take off the 3 screws on the back and you can pull this whole back part off. Okay, the screw's removed, you take this thing off. And I've already done this. But this has little orange sticks that come out. You can cut those off and then, oh, lost one. Drill out the middle so that air can get through this whole piece easier. And then under each one of these orange things, there's a big air space. And to make it so you can get increased, how am I gonna get this out? Increased air pressure up to the bullet part. You have to fill in these chambers down here with junk, and I just used some little plastic pieces of pipe and some duct tape to fill in all the space. And that just makes it so you won't get a bunch of air building up in here and losing pressure. You only have a little bit of space for the air to go, and then it'll have to force its way up into the bullet, so you get higher pressure. Oh, and there's the close-up of that, by the way. I also drilled out the backs of these a little bit, but I don't think that's really necessary. It didn't really make much difference. I think that's everything I did to this part. So slap it back together. Take your thingy here, get it back in there. Put the spring on the other side, and a little piece of plastic, and mash it back on. You might want to use something other than your thumbs, but that works too. So that's everything you're doing to that. Next is this thingy here. If you take this apart, you can see how it works. This is kind of like a cup, and it goes over another cup, and it's airtight with a gasket there, so when it gets pressed by the spring, it goes whoosh, and shoves air out the end. The only thing is it goes from about, well, it goes from this volume of air down to roughly half. because there's still a lot of air space in there. But if you take this piece and find a piece of wood that fits in there, well, you might have difficulty just finding one. You might have to carve it into the right shape. But find one that you can carve into a really snug shape and stuff it in there and take up a bunch of space. And then instead of going from 1 air volume down to half, you go from 1 air volume down to about 1/4, so you get higher air pressure. And then the last thing I did was, this is the spring it comes with, right? Go to the hardware store. You just have to find a hardware store that has springs. Find a spring that's coiled the opposite direction. See, this one's coiled this way. This one's coiled the opposite way. That way when you stuff this one inside, since they're going opposite directions, it won't come out of the other one. It'll stay inside there. And then you can use both those springs and you'll get more pressure. Now when I was getting the spring, I was originally going to just replace the spring with the spring. So this is about twice as strong as the original one. So now it's like 3 times the strength, which is a little bit excessive. But if I go back to the store, I'll get one that's not quite so strong. Or maybe I'll just leave it like this so no one else can use my blaster because I can't load it. But because you have another spring here, the hole inside, the inside diameter is going to be smaller. So take the part where the spring attaches onto this thing and cut it a little bit. You can just use like some little snippy things and cut a little bit off the edge just to make it thinner so that the inner spring can fit on it too. So take your 2 springs, put them together, and just put everything back together.
Oh! I don't know.
5, 4,
Oh crap.
3, 2, 1. Crap, I almost forgot. Inside here, in the part where you drill the holes out and cut those orange things off, behind those orange things are these. Throw those away. Those are garbage. Blah. Garbage. Well, you can use them for something else. Cool.
Should I get closer?
Ah, Melja!
Okay, Shawnee boy, the fun's over for today.
Get him!
You missed.
And they all work good now. This is a streamline coming up, which didn't used to work in this gun very well. Whoa, don't shoot me right now, dude. And let's see, we've got a screamer. Those work great. Oh, jeez. And then we've got the regular darts that came with it. That works good too. Now there is one other modification I want to make to this. See this part here? There's not much plastic there. I kind of want to file this out or drill it out or something so that you can load bullets without having to, disarm yourself. Without having to like take the thing out. So that way you can be totally ready shooting, just stuff a bullet in, which you can kind of do now, but it mangles them. Get in there. Oh, there's already one in there.
Bed. Now.
Dude, what are you doing?
Oh!
Oh, shit, I wish I got that on camera. Sean is down, taken out by his mom. So yeah, dude. So now that I've tested it and everything seems to be good, I'm going to go get one of these springs that fits inside here better. Because this one was originally the same diameter as this, but I used pliers to bend it and fit it inside here. Because originally I was just going to use this one and then I ended up using both. So I'm going to go to the store and get one that fits inside here more smoothly. Find one of those at the hardware store. Ooh.